Now I got the screen fixed. Now will you at least let me play a few minutes of this stupid thing?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Alright.
So, let's go ahead and get this started. And we're gonna go ahead and start a new game at Warfield Academy.
Warfield Academy. Oh boy.
As apparently IQ is... something is wrong with his mouth.
That is.
I'm sorry. I mean, if you're going to animate the mouth, you should animate it along with the text that's popping up on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I should. Hold on, give me a moment. Okay, the emulator is should be at the right volume. Okay.
All right.
Well, I guess I'll just turn it up just a little. Right here should do it. Okay, so we need to stop Dr. Derange and his minions, I guess.
Oh boy.
What is with this music, by the way?
That's a good question.
Oh wow.
Oh man. Those look like cartoon characters. Well, I guess that
Well,
sense.
this game is actually based on the cartoon series.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense then.
You know what? I'm gonna turn this down. That that music is loud.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's just go ahead and start.
Alright.
Oh, by the way, something I want to demonstrate here. If you just walk up to the boss, go behind this pillar, and then just come back, well, it takes some time. The boss vanishes, and then you can actually jump down here and glitch the level.
Wow.
See, there's nothing here. Although, if you're playing the actual cartridge, like I did previously, there's just random bits of different levels just pop up for some reason.
That's crazy. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. But apparently this is actually the fun part of the level.
I mean, it looks fun. I guess that's one way to call it.
Yeah.
It's like you're just, whoa!
What?
Things are starting to get kind of crazy.
Oh, wow.
I'm kind of scared.
You know what, I'm just gonna keep falling for eternity, so I might as well just reset the game.
Alright. There's no, like, bottom area? Like, there's no bottom of the world? Or anything like that?
Yeah. Which is strange, because that never happened in the console version.
Hmm. It's really weird.
Yep. But anyway, let's just go ahead and do the level the right way. And apparently the level was actually very short.
Alright, well, we beat it before we could even get to the bottom of the world.
Yep, and now we're basically in this flying section.
Alright.
No, apparently the music is still loud.
Dang.
Turn it down a bit. There we go, that's better.
Alright. Yeah, I think that is a bit better. I'm looking at your volume output here on OBS.
Okay.
And it does look like now we can hear us over the music.
Oh yeah. Now, Splash, I know you played this game before.
Oh yeah, it's one of my childhood games.
Oh yeah. And I do remember you had a hard time with this flying section.
Oh yeah, I never got past it. I mean, like, I never played a lot, but I never got past it. I don't even know if my brother ever got past it.
Yeah. I remember the last time you visited, we actually played this game, and I actually got you past this flying section.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised.
Yeah, the main problem, basically the main problem with this section is that unless you have the shield, you will die in one hit.
Oh man, that's rough.
And I'm used to that kind of thing because I played some of those old school shooters like Contra and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
see, I'm personally a believer that unless like that's the point, and it's a somewhat forgiving game in terms of level design length or whatever, there shouldn't be a situation really where you die in one hit.
Yeah. But trust me, it's going to get a lot more ridiculous when I have to play the Toho series.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to those.
Yeah, I mean... the Toho series, I won't lie, they are the grand champions of hard games.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you think that Contra is hard, well... I thought that Contra was pretty difficult, but I did not know the meaning of difficult until I heard about Toho.
No one out-difficult games Toho.
Oh yeah. True.
And I'm sure there are harder games than Toho, but like, see that game, the problem with that game is that it's like, it's unfair, but it's unfair in a way that it's like, you need to put up with the fact that we are unfair. Like, the fact that we're unfair is on you.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Like, it's like, how can I be expected to beat this game? And they just respond with, well, you're not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I played some pretty hard games before, like The Adventures of Bayou Billy was one of them.
Oh, yeah.
And trust me, I had to go through about several attempts before I was able to beat the final bosses. I'm able to get through most of the game just fine. However, the final bosses are ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch my my stream of The Adventures of Bayou Billy, you will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I had to go through, like, 2 attempts during the stream. Well, the second attempt I won, but the first attempt I lost pretty badly.
Yeah. It can be difficult.
Yeah. The Adventures of Bayou Billy, I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed some parts of The Adventures of Bayou Billy, like the shooting stages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
However, when it comes to The Adventures of Bayou Billy, the story of that game, it was just so generic and like a cliche for NES games that I saw no reason to pay it attention.
Oh yeah.
Like all it ever involves is the main character trying to save his kidnapped girlfriend, and that's it.
Never heard that one before.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so original that, I mean, I didn't really mind so much about those kind of stories when I was a kid, but
Yeah.
after seeing them for a while, I'm just sick of them.
Yeah, you really just get bored of that kind of plot. I mean, that's the kind of plot where it's like, yeah, plot, just play the video game. Like, you know, the people who make that plot are like, yeah, the plot doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and play the game.
I mean, I do know that this is that this was the NES era, and this is the era where people were starting to add stories to video games.
Yeah.
But seriously, even the NES could handle stories that were a lot more engaging.
Yeah.
Like Ninja Gaiden was able to do it. And also Moon Crystal was another one of them. For the most part, at least, except for one part where you had to save another kidnapped girlfriend.
See, and it's not like saving a kidnapped girlfriend is not inherently.
Yeah, it's. I mean, don't get me wrong; it's still welcome in video games, but it just gets old after a while.
Yeah. Well, it's like Super Meat Boy. I was telling. Yeah, I was talking about this earlier. Super Meat Boy. The objective is to save Bandage Girl, and I don't think it's ever explicitly stated that she's Meat Boy's girlfriend, but when asked about it, the developer, Edmund McMillan, said the reason he's Meat and she's a Bandage is because he's actually a skinless person, and so he always feels vulnerable, and she's the only person that makes him feel safe. Which on a physical level is literally translated to he's skinless and she's bandages, but has a much deeper and much more like impactful meaning on an emotional level, you know?
Oh yeah.
So even though it's the typical, oh yeah, guy saving his kidnapped girlfriend or whatever, it still has that extra layer of depth to it. That even though obviously the plot doesn't matter in that game,
yeah, I mean,
still, like,
at least if you're going to do something like that, at least make it have some kind of purpose.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
At least add some parts where the girl can fend for herself in certain situations.
Yeah. Well, see, what I said, what I thought of when it came to Super Meat Boy is that, so that game is incredibly difficult, right? Like, it's balls to the wall hard, and that's the point.
Oh yeah.
Is that everything can kill Meat Boy. Like, there's a level that takes place at a salt factory, and salt kills him, which makes sense because he's a wound. Like, he's just a walking wound. You know?
The wound.
Yeah, and so if you take the whole at a metaphorical level, then without Bandage Girl, Meat Boy feels incredibly vulnerable, and therefore he is vulnerable, and so everything can kill him because that's actually true. And so the level design could be considered a metaphor for like how he feels without her, you know?
I see.
So, like, even though that game doesn't have a dedicated story at all, because it's just guy saves girl, the way it's set up still has a lot of depth to it, and it still can be looked at in ways that most video games, like, just gotta save the girlfriend, that's it, you know?
Yeah.
It still has that extra level of you can analyze it and stuff. Like, there's still meaning to it.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's really cool. I don't see a lot of games that do stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Emma McMillan is a crazy person.
Oh wow, that guy just had a delayed reaction to the grenade.
Oh god. Whoa.
It's like he jumped in midair and then he got hit by the grenade and landed back down and then just decided he's dead.
I may be down, but I'm not. Oh wait, yeah. I am. Okay. may have killed me, but you haven't killed me.
Only problem with these grenades is that you have to get to the get at the right trajectory just to hit enemies with them.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, they just fly right over their heads. It's kind of like the Rock in Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah.
And I'm talking about the NES game, by the way.
By the Rock, are you referring to Dwayne Johnson?
No, it's I mean, the weapon that you use in the video game Friday the 13th.
Sorry, that was a bad joke on my part.
You basically throw rocks.
Alright. I haven't played that game, so...
Yeah, please don't. It's a pretty terrible game.
It's not a good game.
Yep. I mean, I think it's even worse than Back to the Future.
Oh boy, that's saying something.
And I just died. That has got to be the most awkward death scream that I ever heard. Like,
I don't know. Me! Oh boy. Laying on the tact with this game. A lot of subtlety going on.
Yep. This music sounds like it was composed in Mario Paint for some reason.
Mario Paint. What other, like... Well, this is a SNES game, yeah?
Yeah, it is. And this game, believe it or not, came out around the same year as Mario Paint did.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mario Paint is, like, you can only have, like, 5 sounds at once or whatever. So it's still not particularly, like... Not particularly engaging music.
Oh, yeah.
I see people try and make great things with it, but I'm like, you could instead make great things with, like, better...
Of course, there's Mario Paint Composer, which is downloadable for the PC.
Yeah, I had that for a time. But it's still, like, not as good as basically any other synth program. Like...
Yeah, to be perfectly fair, I kind of like Famitracker a little more.
Yeah, I like Famitracker a lot more. Because although Paint Composer's 16-bit, it's also, like, there are, like, 6 sounds, you know?
Yeah.
So it's still not particularly, like...
What kind of monkey throws grenades anyway?
You know what? If you've ever seen a monkey with a grenade, like, if that monkey's holding the grenade, he is throwing that grenade. Like, that's just going to happen.
Yeah. At least it's better than a monkey throwing crap or something.
You know, I would, if I had to choose between a monkey throwing poop at me and a monkey throwing grenade at me, I would pick the poop just because there's a higher chance of me surviving.
Oh, yeah.
In fairness to the one throwing the poop.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a little bit better than being hit by a grenade.
A little bit.
Well, a lot.
Really that much better, really.
But anyway. So anyway, let's... Apparently I seem to be in a temple and I'm dodging all kinds of death traps and stuff like that. Who do I think I am, Indiana Jones?
I mean, who knows? Indiana Jones was... Wait, hold on a second. Wasn't Indiana Jones the thing Spielberg created because he couldn't get the rights to a James Bond movie?
Actually, I think it was LucasArts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Indiana Jones was created by LucasArts.
Oh yeah. Wasn't it like they wanted to make a James Bond movie, but they couldn't get the rights to it, so they created their own James Bond-esque protagonist?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen Indiana Jones.
So that would kind of make sense if this were Indiana Jones-esque for a James Bond thing.
Yeah, I guess. Only except this game was made by Grey Matter.
Oh, yeah.
The Super Nintendo version, at least. There was also an NES version of this game, which was developed by Eurocom, which is way different.
Hmm.
So anyway, let's just avoid falling into the... just fall into the lava, I guess, and just stand on it.
Well, you know how it is when you're standing on top of lava.
Yep.
The Moonraker film had a temple in it.
Huh.
I mean, it was really just a space station, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen Moonraker a pretty long time ago.
I don't think Moonraker is like one of the better ones because it makes Jaws look like he's like, because he kind of becomes a good guy at the end of it, so it's kind of weird. Also, it's in space, so I guess it's not very James Bondish.
Friggin' James Bond in space. You know what? James Bond in space sounds like the name of a 80s parody movie a la Kung Fury.
Yeah, you seriously need to stop referencing Kung Fury.
You know what? You need to start referencing Kung Fury. Because... Shut up.
I used to watch a lot of James Bond movies in the past. I mean, James Bond is probably like one of my favorite series of spy movies of all time.
Oh yeah. I gotta see the Men in Black series. I'm told it's like really good. At the very least, it was good when I was like 5. So, you know, I'm sure it's great now.
Oh yeah.
Men in Black game on my Game Boy.
Oh wow.
Well, it's my brother's, but like, it's like one of those games that I have not touched in years, like Toy Story 2 on the Game Boy, or
I have Toy Story 2 on the PlayStation 1. I actually enjoyed that game when I was a child. In fact, well, there are some games that I actually pretty enjoyed I actually enjoyed pretty well as a child. However, there are also certain games that's now looking back on them now, they're not really very good games. Like Finding Nemo was one of them.
Oh yeah.
And trust me, I will get to that game if I ever get around to doing reviews.
Yeah.
Now this is like one of the simplest boss fights in history. All you have to do is just keep shooting at him until he dies.
That actually sounds like a lot of boss fights, I'm gonna be honest here.
Except this one is way easier. In fact, a lot of the boss fights in this game are easy.
Which is worse, easy boss fights or hard boss fights?
At least hard boss fights give a good challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what about like that purple flower in Battle Kid?
Oh my god. Dude, the worst part of a hard boss fight, right, is
the fact that you die a lot.
Well, not just that you die a lot, but getting back to the boss after you die.
Oh yes, that's always the worst part.
There's a game called Titan Souls, which is a fantastic game that I absolutely refuse to play ever again, because it's incredibly fun when you're alive.
Yeah.
However, when you die, you go back to your last checkpoint, which there aren't, like, the whole game is just boss fights, right? So you just go from a checkpoint to the boss fight, and then you die, and you spawn back at the checkpoint after about 5 seconds, and then you have to spend another half a minute getting back to the boss fight.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then in that boss fight, you can die 2 seconds in.
Yeah, I mean, Castlevania 3 for the NES is like that. Unlike in the previous 2 Castlevania games, where you actually have a checkpoint right before the final boss. If you die at the final boss in Castlevania 3, you have to do the whole level over again.
Oh, jeez. But it's also like the thing that really gets to me is that there aren't any obstacles, right? The whole game is just boss fights, and getting to the boss fight is just walking. So you have to walk for about 30 seconds in between every boss fight assuming you lose, and assuming you win, you have to walk to the next boss fight, which is about a minute and a half away. And I don't mind the walking to the boss fight the first time, but if I spent 2 seconds and the boss died before I could figure out anything about the boss because it's my first time fighting the boss, I have to wait half a minute before I can even see the boss again. And then I have to do that every time I die. That's really infuriating.
And apparently, I have an air shooting section, and this time we're in a boat. This time,
because it's not like Super Meat Boy VVVVVV. These are hard platformers. It's basically VVVVVV. I figured out why the soundtrack is called PPPPPP, and that's because it's called VVVVVV because they look like arrows and you flip, and it's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. PPPPPP look like notes on music.
Huh.
Right?
What if it's not called VVVVVV and it's called WWW?
I know that it's not called that.
Or what if it's forward backslash forward slash backslash forward slash backslash forward slash backslash forward slash backslash forward slash?
I mean, I could see that. But so anyway, games like Super Meat Boy and VVVVVV, there's no punishment for death because they know that you're gonna die a lot. And Titan Souls is the same. You're gonna die a lot, and so there's no real punishment for death, but the punishment is waiting. Like, the punishment is, okay, now you have to backtrack a lot, and it's really not fun. But, like, that's not good, you know? Like, I can't keep playing that game because I just don't have the patience to go through. Most of that game won't be enjoyable. Most of that game will just be backtracking, you know? And that's not the kind of game that I want to play.
Yeah.
That's how I feel, anyway.
Yeah. I mean, those kind of games really do take a lot of trial and error, I will admit. However, I can get kind of used to backtracking, considering I have played some NES games and etc. Because, well, usually in most NES games, or most older games for that matter, if you lose all your lives, you have to start the whole game over again.
Yeah. It is. You ought to play Titan Souls. You might like it because I think it's a good game. I just can't stand it. You know.
I've never really heard of Titan Souls, to be quite honest.
Titan Souls. It's
like
for
Dark
PC.
Souls?
No. Wait. Is it Titan? Hold on. I'm gonna make sure that I'm actually referring to the game. Yeah, Titan Souls. It's not a Dark Souls game. It's a top-down 2D game. Although they're kind of cheating. It's kind of obvious sometimes that the bosses are models that are like downscaled so it looks like sprites. But it's a otherwise sprite-based game. And it's like, you might like it. I would like it, except for this flaw that I think is fatal, that if you can get past the flaw, then I think it's a fantastic game.
I see.
Which is why it's, like, so hard for me to be like, I hate this game. It's a great game. I hate it. Like...
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm like with Castlevania right now. Because, like, I do like the Castlevania games. However, I can only survive in the first Castlevania right up until I get to the final boss. And you saw it right there. I mean, last time I streamed Castlevania, you saw it right there. I mean, I died numerous times at Dracula.
Yeah, it is frustrating. And that's exactly Titan Souls, honestly. Like, that's, you're fighting, although to be fair, with Titan Souls, you don't, like, it's just bosses. Like, it's all bosses that kill you. And also, the weird thing about the bosses, right, is that it's set up so that the bosses kill you instantly, but you also kill the bosses instantly. it's like, in fairness, like, everything takes one hit, including you, including them. You just have to, get their weak spot, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, there's one boss with just a giant eye, and you're like, I wonder what I'm supposed to shoot.
Yeah, like...
Except that they, like...
Design.
Yeah. Except that they, like, close their eye, except during certain occasions, so you have to shoot them during those occasions and stuff like that.
Yeah, like the Mega Man bosses, they do take a bit of patience as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you basically have to find the right weapon that's, basically, deals the most damage to them.
Yeah. Well, with Mega Man, you can, like, they have HP, you have HP.
Oh yeah, that's
if
definitely
you
the
don't
very
have
thing
the
that's
right-
different.
And if you don't have the right weapon, then you can still beat them. It'll just take longer, and you can speed up the process by finding the best weapon. And, like, some bosses, if it's like, oh, well, I have the right weapon, so I just killed you in 2 hits, the end. But with Titan Souls, everything's one shot, you know? And I can't tell you the amount of times, there's no music that plays up until a boss fight starts. The amount of times I come in and I activate the boss and the music picks up and immediately I die and the music just stops and I'm like, well, that was anticlimactic.
Wow.
Just kind of like, well, just got that out of the way. I know how the intro sounds. I know how fast the boss moves now. Turns out it's really fast.
Oh yeah.
Just friggin' ran directly into me.
Well, anyway, so now we're in, now there's a sewer level, apparently. Oh boy. And we all know that everybody hates sewer levels.
Oh, sewer levels.
You know what's kind of interesting?
What's that?
Oh, yeah?
That last level really reminded me of Indiana Jones.
Huh.
It reminded me of the boat scene in Last Crusade.
Ah.
Like, not... Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, never mind.
Okay. I have not seen an Indiana Jones movie other than the one that everybody hates.
You definitely, you... Oh, wait, what? You actually saw Crystal Skull?
Yeah, that's the only Indiana Jones movie I saw.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Not the best introduction.
You definitely should see the other movies. They're pretty good.
Yeah. I'm told the third one isn't very good.
Wait, what?
I'm told the third one isn't very good.
Is that the Last Crusade?
I think so.
I actually thought that the Last Crusade was pretty good. Temple of Doom is the one I didn't really like as much.
That's my favorite one.
I mean, I can get why some people would like Temple of Doom, however, I just didn't really enjoy it that much. It just was a bit too dark for my own taste. But I'm usually open to the idea for a darker story, but it just went a little way too far, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think there is... I am, like, when it comes to media, I'm open to the idea of a darker story within reason. Like, I don't want, I don't know, SpongeBob SquarePants, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, one of the main characters dies or whatever, you know? But in, like, a cartoon, it was, I was watching, what was it? Mr. Peabody and Sherman, right? With my girlfriend. We were watching it because it's on Netflix. And there's a part where Mr. Peabody, he kind of doesn't actually, but the way he doesn't actually is way better than, surprise, I wasn't dead. But so there's a part where he basically sacrifices his life to save Sherman. And it's like not that dramatic, but then his death is like he's just suddenly dead. And so she and I look at each other like, holy crap, he actually died. Like, that's a thing that happened. And so then the plot from then on is, well, we have to use a time machine to keep him from dying.
Kind of like the way they did it with Chrono and Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, but it's like Mr. Peabody and Sherman is like almost like it's a family movie, but that means that it's also a kids movie. So it's definitely not something that I expected at all. Like the most kid movies ever have is, oh no, he's dead. 5 seconds of being sad, followed by like the timpani picking up, and it turns out he wasn't dead.
Yeah, to be quite honest, I really do hate that kind of trope.
Yeah, I think it's really dumb. It takes me out of the movie immediately. And so when that movie, like, didn't do that, I was shocked. Like, I was genuinely, like, I didn't know what to think at that moment, because I had never experienced a movie taking itself, a kid's movie / family movie, taking itself seriously enough to do that. And then it turned out Mr. Peabody was alive, but the way it turned out he was alive was that Sherman was about to make a mistake, and so Mr. Peabody went back in time to keep him from making that mistake.
Yeah.
And they were like, wait, you're alive? I thought you died. And then Mr. Peabody goes, of course I didn't die. And then the Mr. Peabody from, like, half an hour ago that they went back in time to keep him from going back in time was like, wait, I died? And it's like, it's really funny the way they do that. It's a good movie. Like, it's an actually, like, really good movie for a movie that's like, hey, remember when kids that are now adults liked this? Adults will come see this, so maybe kids will also like it, so we can make a lot of money. Like, it really did seem like the people who made that put a lot of care into that movie to make it actually good.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first movie I saw with my parents in a long time.
Oh, man.
I don't really remember much of it, but, like, you know, Patrick Warburton's in it, you know, how can you go wrong?
He plays the only character Patrick Warburton ever plays.
Himself.
Yeah.
There's two characters that he plays. Himself and then the aliens in Toy Story.
Wow.
Wait.
Because that's the only time you hear Patrick Warburton not sound like Patrick Warburton.
Wait, what? He played the aliens?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, wow.
In the credits.
That is amazing.
Of course, he also plays, what's his name, Joe from Family Guy?
That still sounds like Patrick Warburton.
It sounds like Patrick Warburton, but it isn't the character that he plays every time, you know? Like, he plays the dumb but very happy idiot. Like, dumb, very strong, very happy idiot. You know, Kronk. He plays Kronk. There was a live-action The Tick, where he played The Tick, and The Tick is a very strong, very happy idiot. Like, it's Patrick Warburton. Every character he's ever played, aside from Joe and apparently the aliens. I would assume that they did some kind of voice effect for the aliens. Like, there's no way that's just him using a high-pitched voice that he just naturally produces.
Yeah, sometimes you do have to use voice effects for certain things. But anyway, now we're coming up to the next boss.
Oh, alright. I have to wonder if, like, the internet, you know, memifying everything, has, like, made Warburton's career, like, more successful. Like, because he's in higher demand, because fans just love his voice because it's funny, you know?
Apparently apparently whenever I stand over here, the missiles will never come anywhere near me.
Great! That's one way to not die.
Yep. And now I just throw grenades onto the hatch until I win.
Wonderful.
Apparently we're destroying a priceless artifact, which is Da Vinci's nuclear missile launching submarine. And
I would go ahead and guess that a nuclear launching anything is not a priceless artifact.
how did Da Vinci create a nuclear missile launching submarine anyway? I mean, there was no way that was possible back then.
Yeah, there wasn't nuclear missiles. Like, that didn't exist until the 1940s.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that kind of depends if you take the Futurama the approach.
Yeah. Well, I do appreciate the... Whoa, group video is unavailable at the moment. Okay. So, we're not able to see your, game, except through the stream.
But that's
Wait.
like 5 minutes behind.
Yeah, well, it's...
Oh, hold on a moment. It's, hold on a moment. It's, did the screen sharing just go out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a moment. I'm gonna try to fix that. There we go.
Alright.
And apparently we're now on to we're now on to probably my most hated shooting section of the game.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, one than the first one.
Yep. This is even worse than the first one because you're moving so fast for one thing, and not only that, it's but you're a very large target as well.
Are we on the moon?
I don't think we are.
He asks.
All I do know is that we're going to attack the Scum HQ, which is located in the North Pole, I think.
Scum HQ. It's like, alright, we need to form a company name. What doesn't sound evil? Scum. Got it. Scum.
Yeah, that's
Well, I mean,
exactly
like...
what it was named in the cartoon.
That is just amazing.
I mean, for kids, you gotta make something that sounds obviously evil. Come on.
Yeah, or the kids won't get it.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, I think kids are smart enough, but I also am not a, like, marketer. Like, I don't know what, tests well with audiences, so I could be wrong.
Oh, crap. Well, there goes my tri-beam.
Oh boy.
And believe me, you need the tri-beam just to get through this level, because this level is impossible without it.
Oh man, I was gonna say you didn't try being hard enough.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Shut up.
I'm sorry. That's genuine sorriness that I'm feeling right now.
Oh, crap. There's so much crap going on the screen right now.
Yeah, looks like it.
Okay, I got another tri-beam. Let's just pray I don't lose it.
Try beam, not to die beam.
Wow.
Sorry.
Please.
Why do I talk?
That's what I want to know.
Those are the words that I say when I do.
Oh, crap. Don't die, don't die.
Good advice.
I feel like I'm playing one of those bullet hell games right now.
I mean, a little bit. Like, it does kind of have that, feeling to it.
Yeah.
Again, that's supposed to be for kids. So...
Only except I have to keep pushing the fire button, and it's making my thumb tired.
Oh boy. That's always fun.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and use my index finger.
Yeah. You know you're designing a game wrong when.
Yeah, why can't you just hold
Switch
down
fingers?
the button and let it keep shooting? Oh, never mind, I just died.
Oh, wonderful.
And game over.
Oh, jeez. Do you have to start the whole game over now?
No,
No.
I have to start the whole level again.
Okay, that's better.
There are,
Still not great.
thankfully, there are unlimited continues in this game.
Oh, that's good. That's very good.
Except it doesn't help that I have to go through all this crap first. But this is probably the only stage that I seem to have issues with. The other stages I can pretty much just cruise through.
That's good.
At least the good news is I got an extra life.
That'll make it a little easier.
Yep. Just got to avoid all these helicopters. Get the shield. And of course get the tri-beam as soon as it comes up.
Ah, the tri-beam.
Don't make another joke.
I'm really attempting not to. Are you proud of me?
Somewhat.
Good. Your pride will be your downfall.
That's mean. You baited me.
I baited you.
I don't appreciate that.
I appreciate it.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. You can't tell me what I appreciate. You can't ask me 2468.
What?
What do I appreciate?
Oh, okay, but shut up.
Sometimes I wish the Super Nintendo had like a turbo controller.
Oh yeah.
Well, there probably is a third party.
I mean, the thing is that for this time.
Hello, Masaki. Welcome to the stream.
Oh hey. For this time.
Oh yeah, you remember James Bond Jr. Oh yeah.
For this time, game design hadn't matured as much. Like, nowadays, you're making a bullet game like this, you're gonna be like, oh, yeah, hold down the button to keep firing. That's a no-brainer.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't at the time, because people hadn't figured out that, like, that's gonna
And
be...
apparently I die again.
Wonderful.
I believe the very problem is that my thumb gets tired when tapping the button.
Yeah. That's the thing with, like, other games like this, where, like, that's not a problem, you know? It's just because they were like, let's just have them hold the button down. And that solves, excuse me, so many problems.
Yeah, I agree there, Masaki. Back then, they tried to make some interesting cartoons, but unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, they were mostly horrible. Like I heard that Captain Planet was one of them.
Oh boy, Captain Planet.
If I didn't remember that show.
Yep.
I didn't remember that show because I never watched it.
Well, I get that what Captain Planet was trying to do, but not a whole lot of people liked it.
Yeah. It's because it was kind of like ham-fisted, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Is that like ham boning?
It's a little like ham boning, except completely different.
I don't follow.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt there are actually some people out there who like it. So, yeah.
Oops.
Oops? Did you just say oops?
Am I not allowed to apologize for my actions?
No.
Okay.
You say excuse me like a gentleman, sir.
Alright, that's the command.
Command?
Don't ask me why I said command.
Why did you say command? I'm sorry, I went against your wishes.
Oh, I'm just
No,
tired.
don't cry.
I'm not crying.
Damn it!
That would be the incorrect command.
Oh yeah. Although I heard that the heart ring was probably the most useless out of all of them.
tried to make it seem useful. Didn't work.
I heart you.
I ring you. No, wait, that doesn't work.
Please don't die, don't die.
I'll try not to. Oh, wait, you're talking to me.
Don't die or I'll kill you.
How is that even possible? How's that even possible?
I think it's part of the joke. Oh, you mean that?
Don't die or I'll kill you. How is that even possible?
That's the
Well,
joke.
see, if you die, I will kill you. If you don't die, I won't kill you, and therefore you won't die. It's like, you gotta kill him to death.
Oh my... I hate this stage so much. It's just complete bull crap. What? Oh, never mind. I guess I spawned, I guess I spawned right in front of the boss.
Well, that's lucky.
Yeah, that's one of the glitches to this game. If you die a certain way on this level, you will spawn right in front of the boss. But there's also the risk of spawning in just a blank void where no enemies will appear. It had some use. It had some neat uses, but it was useless otherwise. Ah, I see.
Although, to be fair, that's everything.
Found out what's going on. Got some meds to help cure it. That's at least that's good. At least it's good to know you're doing well. So I'm glad to hear that. Okay, let's just hope I don't die on this boss, because that would be tragic. Because I can't seem to remember the password for this level. In case if I have to reset the game. Well, in case the game glitches out, that is. But oh well, at least I completed the level. Now just 3 more to go.
Oh boy. The boyest of O's.
Yep. Alright, so,
Boys.
final levels.
Let's go. Oh, an ice level. Great.
Yep.
Everybody loves ice physics in video games. Those aren't the worst at all. I hope the next level
I am speaking ironically.
I really hope the next level's a water level, because that'll be the funnest.
Oh, trust me, there are no water levels in this game unless you count the sewer level.
Thank God.
That'd be too difficult to program.
Yeah.
That would require effort.
There was this one show, there was... Ah, I see. Oh, never mind, I guess I fell onto the spikes.
Oh,
But
well.
at least the good news is we're not playing Mega Man.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that would be... You would be dead.
Trust me, I'm going to have to play Mega Man 3 very soon.
Hey, but at least those spikes are usually not placed in such a way that are basically like...
Yeah.
You're going to land unless you're amazing, you know?
Yeah. By the way, it's interesting to note how your health is fully replenished once you get an extra life.
I mean, that kind of makes sense, but it also sounds like it could be very easily exploited, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm about to die. Or, like, oh, I'm not about to die yet. If I am, I can just go back and pick this up.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, as for these rocket boots, it took me, like, forever to figure this out, considering that the game didn't come with the instructions.
Oh, boy.
You actually have to hold down the Y button just to lift off.
Wow. Thanks for that conveyance.
Yep. Carmen was actually a bit interesting, though, especially since she wasn't just a mysterious figure and it had a voice. Ah, I see. I've never actually heard of it, to be quite honest. I mean, the only ones I've heard of from that time period were pretty much Captain Planet and James Bond Jr.
Yeah. Well, there was also He-Man, right?
Oh yeah, there was He-Man.
He-Man's more 80s.
Oh yeah, you're right. He-Man and what was it?
He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Right. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
I grew up with He-Man, but like that one that was on Cartoon Network for a while.
I never.
They made Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. Ah, okay.
Oh yeah.
That's what you were talking about. Okay.
Wait, what about Carmen Sandiego?
Where in the world is she? Find me funny, dang it. Just one laugh.
I've never actually seen He-Man.
Neither have I. Can't really comment on its quality. It did spawn that meme, though.
Yep.
So, you know, it can't be all bad if it was bad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hang on a second. I'll be back in just a moment.
Okay. She was someplace different, committing crime each episode. Even had her own crime ring. Wow. I guess that makes sense. And apparently I seem to be dodging cannons that strangely have the same sound effect as the blaster fire in Terminator on SNES. This cannon's gone. At least, thankfully, I know what I'm doing in this game because I've been through this multiple times. Now, as for those electric shocks on the ground, now those will kill you instantly. So
lava doesn't kill you instantly, but that does.
Well, you remember the sewer level as well? Well, falling in the sewage is also instant death as well.
I assume that's like, isn't that like moving water though?
I'm sorry?
Wasn't it like moving water? Or is that? I'm sorry. I didn't really pay much attention to that level. I'm sorry.
It was actually green.
Oh, okay. But lava.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, you just stand on lava like it's just nothing, and all it ever does is just cause you damage. Just made me think of Captain Planet rap. Oh, wow. Well, anyway, let's take out this turret. And just collect this heart down here before the electric shock comes back on. Now we're gonna have to roll...
Electroshock.
I'm sorry?
I'm making fun of Dark Pit and Smash.
So now let's just roll through this at the right moment.
Is this the last level?
Yeah, it is. Well, it's the second to last level, at least. Yeah, this game isn't really very long, to be quite honest.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
What'd I miss?
Not that much. I'm just making my way through more of these obstacles.
Alright.
And apparently a robot that wants to shoot at me.
Oh, jeez.
And now
like
we're
spikes.
And now we're on to the last level.
Alright. Spikes friggin' touching your hair a little bit.
Yeah.
Giving you a bit of a haircut.
Yep.
James Bond Jr. Friggin' just the idea. Like, every time I hear the phrase James Bond Jr., my brain goes, hold on a second.
One YouTuber that I know actually made the assumption of why he's called James Bond Jr. And I think I stated this before in one of my Tales of Vesperia streams. It was because that they thought James Bond Jr. was way more catchier than James Bond's nephew.
Yeah. James Bond's nephew. Well, it's also like friggin' James Bond Jr. Like, I don't want to watch the guy who's related to James Bond, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Watch James Bond.
Yeah.
And get a 64.
Yeah.
I mean,
like...
I didn't, to be quite honest, well, James Bond Jr. is actually enjoyable for some people, I will admit that.
I'm just like, there's nothing about being related to James Bond that makes you inherently as cool as James Bond, or even close, you know?
Yeah.
So there's nothing about, like, oh, he's his son or friggin' whatever, but I'm like, wow, he must also go on wacky adventures. Or something. But more kid-friendly adventures.
Oh, wow.
Implying.
He announced himself, I'm Bond, James Bond Jr.
That's like such a joke to me, you know? That just doesn't work.
Yeah. That is kind of weird, I will admit.
Why are you wearing red now?
I basically collected a power-up that allows me to avoid taking damage by falling stalactites.
And everybody knows that when you get power-ups in video games, you change clothes.
Yep.
That's the rules of video games, man. It's in Mario, it's in Rayman, it's in other games, probably.
I really need to play Rayman at some point. Well, I have Rayman 2 for the PS2. Huh.
I would definitely go... I don't know how good the original 3 Rayman games are. Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends are both very good.
Yeah. To be quite honest, I didn't really think Rayman 2 was that bad.
I mean, I mean to say that I, like, honestly don't know how good they are. Like, they could be good, they could be bad. I'm told the third one isn't very good. I know the first one was a 2D platformer, and I know the third one is, like, a 3D platformer that's, like, kind of mediocre. But I don't know, is the second one 2D or 3D?
Yeah.
Like, is it?
The second one's 3D, I think.
Yeah, the second one is in 3D.
Okay. Because I know the third one's 3D, I know that. But also, like, Rayman Origins. I know the first one's 2D. Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends are both they're just 2D games in the same style as the first one. Rayman Origins is literally named after, hey, what if we, like, went back to our origins and made a 2D platformer?
Yeah.
What if we actually make a Rayman game instead of that rabbit stuff?
Forgetting the rabbits was bullcrap. Like, the games got progressively less good as time went on, and they weren't great to begin with. So it's just kind of a dangerous combination.
I don't know. I didn't think Rayman 2 was that bad. I mean, I played that game a lot when I was a child.
I should clarify, I'm referring to the Rabbids game, not the let's call it the original trilogy, to put it in Star Wars terms.
Yeah. Well, anyway, final boss.
And there was Rayman Raving Rabbids, and then, whoa, final boss? Really, already?
Well, that
Yep.
really does look like Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah. You get a San Diego vibe from it. But it was Raving Rabbids, then Raving Rabbids 2, and then they made a game that was just like Rabbids something, something, something. Like they removed Rayman from the label. And the only, like...
Not even that much of a final boss, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it.
You know what's something I remember about the Rabbid games?
Mm.
How, like, one of the selling points of, like, I think it was the party game, were, like, they were saying...
No problem,
just,
Scum
like, they would
Lord,
list
keep the change.
Oh, shut up. But, like, they would list, like, say some random game and say, a game you can't play with your butt, and then they bring it to the Rabbids game, a game you can play with your butt. Like...
It's Carmen's dumb older brother.
Mm.
And apparently the game goes back to the tile screen.
The usage
His
of
name
your
was,
butt was a selling point.
Fred San Diego. You know what? I can respect that because that marketing is keeping in theme with the tone of the games. Like, at least there's, like, consistency there. Like, it fits. It's not a good selling point, but that's the joke.
Yep.
And who has a Wii balance board in the first place?
People who bought Wii Fit for some reason.
Well,
You know,
anyway...
I got